Hey, how's it going? We are continuing the series where we're looking at one of the best performing businesses out there within the market. In this video, we're taking a look at Diageo, and that is a global alcoholic beverage company. And let's take a deep dive into everything what might be interesting to know for people out there when it comes to history, core values, and some of the financial performance of the company. Diageo is a global alcoholic beverage company and is one of the largest in the world. It was founded in 1997 throughout the merger of Grand Metropolitan and Guinness. Two prominent alcoholic beverage companies. Diageo is headquartered in London, United Kingdom, and it operates in various countries around the world. This company is known for its diverse portfolio of alcoholic beverages, including some of the most well-known and popular brands of there. There are so many of there. I don't know if I should promote any of those, but there is a number. They have a large line of products available out there for people who are interested. Perhaps I can give my own perspective of things, and since they would need to develop entire supply chain from perhaps where all the ingredients would need to be grown, how anything would need to be processed, as well as packaged, as well as distribution, right? So once you have control of perhaps most of the supply chain, you can introduce a number of different products within the supply chain, right? Or improve existing product line. So it's something that can take very long time to develop. But once you have it, perhaps then you can launch different projects on top of your supply chain and see how markets would react to you, whatever products or services perhaps you might be interested in introducing to the market. It's something that perhaps they have own over the years and develop very good systems without the organization. It's just because of that they have such a top performing company of the within the market. I'll skip some of the projects or products that they have released. Most of the people, perhaps it's somewhat known company, I guess, depending where you're located yourself. But let's take a look at perhaps a brief overview. Diageo operates in multiple markets and has a strong presence in North America, Europe, Asia, and other regions. The company is involved in production, marketing, and distribution of alcoholic beverages across a wide range of categories. Diageo is committed in responsible drinking and has initiated a place to promote responsible alcoholic consumption and reduce harmful drinking. So they have taken some measures to perhaps assist people. Perhaps it's responsible. So hopefully, everyone when doing business, they wish to do business with people of that who are responsible, and they know what they're doing, right? Let's take a look of brief history and how they got started, if anything. Everyone starts somewhere, right? So they need to, because having control of all supply chain, that perhaps would be about five or six, perhaps in this case, perhaps about 15 things that the company would have to master, right? Logistics, distribution, packaging, materials, sourcing materials, all those things, right? Uh, many things, right? So how we can develop MVP, minimum valuable product, and how all this action has been taken in the beginning, right? So let's bring everything in the beginning and how things got started. I don't know what information I might be able to access, but how they developed the first one and how they launched the first project, if anything. Diego's history can be traced back to 19th century. Although the company itself was officially formed in 1997. Let's take a look at the historical key events and some of the timeline. 1759, a long time ago, but either way. And that doesn't, Diego, that sounds very Spanish, but I don't know if it's Spanish, but it sounds very Spanish, but either way. 1759, Arthur Guinness founded the St. James Gate brewery in Dublin, Ireland, where Guinness was first brewed. So everything was started to some extent in Dublin, at least Guinness, and the way how they developed their own company, right? Because there was a merger at one time. But this is how it got started. Quick note. Currently, some of the players up there have a lot of finance, right? So some of the players they're looking to diversify their portfolios, and sometimes they have a people, not necessarily directly, but they indirectly have a different people up there in different parts of the world where they're looking to diversify, and they're looking for very interesting projects where they can invest a lot of money. And some of those companies out there always interested, always shopping for different projects where they can invest money. 1820, John Walker started a grocery store in Kilmarnock, Scotland, which later led to the creation of Johnnie Walker whisky. So, what we're talking about? We're talking about brewery, right? So, where you can potentially manufacture your product. And now we're talking about distribution channel, right? So there's a lot of supply chain that most of the people know that either way. So for people, perhaps let's bring everyone on board, whatever skill level you might have, right? But either way, we are looking at supply chain, right? If anything in this video, and so one person develops perhaps a product, another person has distribution, another person can bring the logistics to the table, and how the business can function, if anything. 1930s. So just time frame, right? It can take so long. The Distillers Company Limited, DCL, was formed, would later become a significant part of Diego's history. So they have formed another company where they would potentially uh, manufacture. It's very. I can only imagine how hard it is to do business when it comes to perhaps alcoholic beverages, because I'm not entirely sure. Can you source finance? Perhaps you can. I don't know. I have seen a lot of people looking for investments in this industry. But I don't know how hard it is because there's some stigma attached to this type of business. But everyone can think for themselves to some extent, I guess, and making decisions what they want to do. 1986, Grand Metropolitan and Guinness merged with the spirits and beer business to form a joint venture called Grand Met. So there was a merger, and where they potentially had a line of from what I understand, one person has know-how and a lot of skills when it comes to spirits. Another person had a lot of know-how when it comes to perhaps beer, right? So they merge, so they can bring unique skills to the table. By doing that, they can reduce the operational costs when it comes to perhaps running facilities just in one area, right? They can reduce the cost of what that would be required, as well as marketing, having a sales team, all these areas. So when it comes to perhaps delivering right your product to the market, so they made a lot of what can we consider smart decision. And now we're talking about 1997. Grand Metropolitan and Guinness officially merged to create Diageo. The name Diageo is a combination of a Latin word dies, a day, and the Greek word geo, world, day, world. Okay, that sounds perhaps Latin, but it sounds for me very Spanish for some reason. But either way, symbolizing the company's global reach. Interesting. 2000, the beyond. So either way, let's take a look at the history and what they are doing. Diageo expanded its portfolio, acquiring various brands such and focusing on responsible drinking initiatives, which is a great thing. So they start acquiring other companies because to some extent they have developed the business model, right? And now when they have some control of the supply chain, of manufacturing, distributing. Perhaps they have some of the ways or locations where they can distribute their products, right? So they have connections, they have contracts in place. Now they can acquire other companies if that's something that they're interested in, or perhaps develop new products to the market. Let's take a look at core values. Diago's core values reflect its commitment to developing high quality projects in responsible business practice. Some of the core values would be integrity. Diago's values honesty, transparency, and ethical behavior in all aspects of its operations. Pioneering spirits, the company strives to innovate and push beyond its world in the world of spirits and beverages, which is great. Inclusive. Diageo promotes diversity and inclusion both within the workforce and its marketing and brand activities. As well as sustainability, the company is dedicated in reducing environmental impact, promoting sustainable sourcing, and supporting local communities. But sometimes it's very hard to grow those ingredients or source those ingredients, as well as ideally you would like those people to get paid living wage. So that's something perhaps some more businesses are focusing on, based on value chains and how we're looking to build strong relationships with different communities, right? As well as quality. Diageo is committed to producing and delivering high quality products to its customers, which is great. Let's take a look at some of the financial details that I managed to find, but again, do not make any of your perhaps decisions based on this information I'll share with you. This video is for education and entertainment purposes only, right? So do your own research as well as data that I'll have access to, not necessarily it's accurate data, not necessarily it's up-to-date data, and it depends. Sometimes it's very broad data, so not necessarily all the areas have been taken into account, but either way. So that's the disclaimer there. Let's take a look at financial details, and that would be revenue. In the fiscal year ending June 30th of 2021, Diageo reported net sales of 12.7 billion, which is a lot of money when you think about it. That's a lot of money. Profit, the company operating profit was 3.7 billion in the same fiscal year, which is interesting. It's a lot of money. You can buy a lot of cars with 3.7 billion if that's something you want to do, or acquire different companies if perhaps if you want to do that. Market capitalization, the market capitalization of Diageo was around 8 billion. Dividend, Diageo is known for its consistent dividend payments to shareholders. But again, do your own research before investing in anything. I don't know your personal circumstances. Please note that financial figures may have changed since then, and it's advisable to refer to latest financial reports, up-to-date information, especially if you are looking to invest in different businesses out there. There is a lot of information for people out there who are interested in some of those companies. I'll try to do quick videos, right? So I not necessarily can cover all those in the detail. Let's jump to interesting facts. Just finalize with those. Global presence. Diageo operates in more than 180 countries, making it one of the most globally distributed alcoholic beverage companies. 180 companies. That's a lot of companies. A lot of logistic operations, right? That your company would need to oversee. Johnnie Walker legacy. Johnnie Walker, one of the Diageo's flagship brands, is one of the most widely recognized whiskey brand in the world. This history dating back into 1820s. Perhaps it's a good whiskey, I don't know. I'm not supporting any of those brands, right? Diageo World Class Competition. Diageo sponsors one of the world class bartending competitions, which seeks to find world's best bartenders and promote cocktail culture, which is kind of great. That it's kind of interesting, I guess. That's kind of interesting. The people of that who interested in nightlife, I guess, and some people like to make a show, I guess. Whatever. All right. Corporate responsibility. The company has strong commitment to responsible drinking. It has implemented numerous programs and campaigns to address alcohol-related harm, which is great. Sustainability focus. Diageo has set ambitious sustainability goals, including achieving net zero carbon emissions and ensuring all its packaging is recyclable or reusable by 2030, which is great. That some of the companies have there working into or improving existing systems. Innovation in the new innovation and new ventures. Diageo has venture into a world of non-alcoholic and low-alcoholic beverages to create changing consumer preferences, which is great. Some of the governments, they perhaps interested as well as that could benefit everyone, right? So if they have they can develop new product lines as well. It's not necessarily need to limit themselves just to what they're doing right now. Perhaps they can develop new product lines and expand in and diversify their different markets, whatever products that might be interested in. So there's the new trends, right? I mentioned previously that would be CBD. Some of those drinks have that. Perhaps that's an option. I don't know. Perhaps that would be a new project that if this company is interested, they can launch some of the projects there. There's new trends coming out. It's not haven't as far as I know, it haven't picked up in Europe. Perhaps in different regions, but not in Europe. If you are interested in learning more, I have published a book. Book is everything what you would need to know about fitness and working out, lifting weights, right? Whatever station you might find yourself in, I would highly recommend to at the very least understand everything about your body, about your food, working out, as well as resting periods when it comes to improving your body, feeling more healthy, as well as longevity, right? So some of those areas would be important for many people. I have been doing a lot of things within the industry for many years. I thought it's a good time to share all of that information in book format for the people who like to learn more. I have read most of the books within the industry, and there was some information missing with some of those books. I thought I would publish that book, that information within the book for the people who like to learn more. You can find it in the description below, as well as Top Retailers has it. Just to summarize today's video, that Diageo is a global alcoholic beverage company with a rich history, strong core values, and diverse portfolio of brands. Worth taking a look at some of those companies and how they're operating, what they're doing good, perhaps some of those areas, top companies, perhaps making mistakes as well, as many people might do. It has significant market presence in a financially robust company, as well as places a strong emphasis in or sustainability and responsible drinking. The company continues to innovate and adapt in evolving beverage industry landscape, making it a prominent player in the sector. As I mentioned, it's one of the best performing companies out there currently within the UK. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.